Hey there, Justin here, and this is a quick demo of basically the VR multiplayer kind of setup that I have going on here, which will eventually become a game. Um, I have it working over UNet, and I'm also utilizing VRTK to, get all of the base VR functionality like picking up stuff, but I did have to modify it so that I'm able to sync pickups over the network and sync position and all that. So let me just go and connect. The screen, the big screen, is the VR headset. I think it's fairly obvious by the way it's moving around. And the little screen on the upper right is just going to be the VR simulator that VRTK provides. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to host a LAN game. So right now I'm online, and these all spawned up. Well, I'm not online, I'm on my local. These all spawned up because they all have network identities attached to them, because I have to be able to keep track of who is holding these over the network. So I'm gonna go connect using my VR simulator. And as you can see, that's him over there. I can control him with my mouse and keyboard, and he's able to move his hands around using the mouse and keyboard, pressing the Alt key to switch to hand mode and stuff like that. But I want you to pay attention to his screen. Well, first thing to pay attention to is we're both able to move around over the network. As you can see, it tracks my position on this screen, and as you saw, it was tracking his position on this VR headset screen. So that's good. The implementation is a little different for VR setups than it is for standard FPS setups, because you have more than one object. You have the head and you have the hands that you need to track. So these are actually, it's quite a different setup. I don't think I'm inclined to talk in depth about it in this video because it is just a quick demo, but perhaps later I'll do an actual tutorial because there was some experimentation that went on there. Anyhow, if you're looking on the tiny guy's screen over there, I picked up this gun and I'm holding it according to his, and I'm holding it here, and when I drop it, it'll drop on his side as well. So that's appropriately synced over the network. That doesn't happen by default, mind you, for VRTK. And I even have a synced damage system working. So if I shoot him, he's at 75. He goes down by 25 each time, and for both me and him, we have this thing appear that says you died. Same thing. Let me just prove that works from his side as well. Um, Give me a second. I'm wearing the VR headset on the side of my, well, over my head, and I'm peering through the nose hole so that I can control the PC player. And you'll notice that I'm actually standing on the table because every time I move around in real life, I move around for him. I'm kneeling, that's why the headset's lower. But anyhow, you can see from the VR headset's point of view that he is holding the gun, and it is even tracking the rotation. So the great thing about this is the game will eventually have both VR and non-VR support, because I want to make it accessible to everyone basically so people can play with their VR friends. Anyways, you'll see that if he shoots me, 2, 3, 4, then it's synced to that I died, and he has the thing. And if he drops the gun, then he drops it. And another feature that took some experimentation to implement was the dual wielding. You'd think that it was generic enough to just work on both hands, but no, some extra references had to be built into there. So yeah, this works. And if you're wondering about the map, I did model this, but it's modeled after D-Nuke from Counter-Strike. And I actually modeled this map for Pavlov. It's on the Steam workshop page, but it's not, someone made a better version of it already, so I'm not going to be continuing that for the purposes of Pavlov. But I can show you some of the modeling stuff that went on over here. So yeah, as you can see, it's relatively to scale because I did compare it to the actual Counter-Strike player model. I modeled the interiors, and I basically got all the main gameplay behind it. I just didn't decorate or texture it. But you see that I have in here, I even have all the crates. down to that corner, got that type of crate. That was fun to model. Um, got outside, the railings up there. I even have a site. In my light map, UVs can use some work. I didn't work on them at all, to be honest. And then I have B site over here. I do need to troubleshoot this locomotion sometime later. But yeah, I got the B side. I even have secret over there. And for those of you guys that know, this is the newer version from Counter-Strike Go. And if you're wondering why it flickers to black, that's just a VRTK feature for when you move higher, it prevents motion sickness. Though I think, yeah, the locomotion is working against me a little bit right now. I will be tuning that further, but I can even go up from secret, as you can see. But yeah, that's a demo of the map, and that's a demo of how the multiplayer works so far. So yeah, I got a lot of plans for this, and this is where it is so far. VR and UNet is definitely a unique kind of setup, but it's totally a lot of fun to do, and once you have it going, it's like, yeah, there's just a surge of ambition because VR is still a growing market, and yeah, it's very exciting to be a part of this. All right, thanks for watching.